This interview with Rebecca and Sheldon Taft, recorded on November 17, 2025, is part of an oral history project of the Heritage Committee of First Congregational Church, United Church of Christ, Columbus, Ohio. I'm the interviewer, Nancy Gilson Braverman. Becky and Sheldon Taft are longtime members of First Congregational Church, joining in the late 1960s. Becky, a vibrant 91 years old, was born and grew up in Columbus. She was graduated from Ohio State University and worked as an interior designer at the Higbee Company in Cleveland. She was an art teacher in Licking County and secretary in Washington, D.C. to U.S. Representative John M. Ashbrook. At First Church, Becky has been active with the Art Committee and with Bethlehem on Broad Street, the annual Christmas dinner for those in need. Sheldon Taft, 88, was born in Cleveland, with the family moving to Columbus in 1949. He was graduated from Amherst College, then Harvard Law School. Sheldon and Becky married in 1962. Sheldon served as a lieutenant in the Strategic Air Command of the U.S. Air Force in the mid-1960s. He was an assistant Ohio Attorney General and chief legal counsel to the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio. For more than 30 years, he worked for the law firm of Vorey, Sater, Seymour, and Pease in Columbus. He held leadership positions with music groups, including the Columbus Symphony and Opera Columbus. At First Church, he served on the Board of Trustees in a variety of committees. You'll find the Tafts almost every Sunday sitting on the pulpit side in the sanctuary, often joined there by their son Mariner and his family of Dublin, Ohio. Their other sons are Curtis Taft of Worthington, Ohio, and Ashley Taft, who died in 2025. Welcome, Becky and Sheldon, and thank you for doing this interview.
You're welcome.
You both have been longtime members and exceptional volunteers with First Church. Can you talk about what attracted you to this church years ago and what keeps you here? Becky, you want to go first?
What attracted us first was the Neighborhood Nursery. This was, we were told about the Neighborhood Nursery by neighbors in our neighborhood. And so we brought Mariner down when he was about 3, and then Ashley was born and he was brought down as a little guy. And I met Janice White, our children were almost the same ages. And Miss Janet Willis was the leader of the Neighborhood Nursery, and she had wonderful gifts for children.
Was the nursery the one that was downstairs in the lower level of the church?
In the ed wing.
In the education wing, yes.
I think what it is now is it's room C,
yeah.
where we have Sunday school.
Sheldon, what about you? What drew you here? Becky?
No, I appreciated the Neighborhood Nursery and Janet Willis. Correct on that?
Yes, Miss Janet.
Chalmers Coe, who was the senior minister at the time, stopped by our house and paid a call.
Oh, nice.
I don't know whether the senior minister does that anymore, but we were privileged to enjoy that, and so we started attending and christened our children here.
Nice. And I think you also were friends with the late Dr. Will Fernald, who was also a member of First Church.
Yes, he called us one Sunday morning and said, "Why don't you come to church this morning?" We looked around at each other. Everyone was healthy. We were clean, and we just put on clothes and came down to I'm not sure whether it was Sunday school and then church or just church, but that was the beginning.
And was Chalmers Coe the minister at that point?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And Sheldon, I think you were close friends with the late Mac Anderson,
Yes.
who husband to Deb Anderson, another valued member of First Church. Can you tell me about that?
Mac and I met at law school, and Mac also decided to clerk for my father, who was on a court here in Columbus, and clerked for 1 year with my father's as my father's law clerk, and then went with a major firm here in town, not Voorhees.
Not Voorhees. Was he with Porter Wright?
Porter Wright, yes.
Okay, nice. And Becky, you continue to be active with the art committee here at the church. My question,
Yes.
what all have you been involved with, and why is the physical beauty of our church important to you?
Beauty in architecture and painting in the natural world is just important to me. This building is one of the most beautiful in our whole county. The committees that I've been connected with, the art committee, has started out with Deb Anderson, and we did the nave windows because there were donors, and we thought we'd start with one. Well, they started falling right behind each other, and pretty soon we had all the windows spoken for.
Were those the Days of Creation windows?
The Days of Creation.
Those are so
yes.
beautiful. Yeah.
And I have to say, because she will not tell you, Deb Anderson designed number one, the first window.
Did she?
We were, none of the designs that we were getting from Francis Deck, I believe, it seemed right. And so Deb came in with a design at one of our meetings.
And it was right.
It was right.
And it was what she had created.
She
Yes.
drew this.
Cool.
And you see it today.
Mm-hmm.
And when none of the other windows compare with her first window of creation. Around the corner, Gabrielle Loire's windows, the minor windows, exquisite.
Yeah.
Lots of little pieces.
Yeah.
But that was my first big project, and was the windows in the nave, the wonders of Days of Creation.
Yeah.
And then Deb and I were also on the committee for the latest window on the 9th Street, the west doors going out to the park.
Oh yes, yeah. The brand new one, the ones that are real new.
The newest one over
Yeah.
the dark
Okay.
doors.
Yeah, which is gorgeous.
We actually had nothing to do with the design,
Oh.
but that's another story.
Okay. Were the tapestries here when you came to the church?
Yes.
Were they already here?
Yes.
They were dirty then.
Yeah. Yes, they've been cleaned, weren't they?
They've been cleaned.
Yeah.
Yes.
It took almost a year
Yeah.
because it's careful.
Yeah.
Very careful.
There
They're
was
very
some
old.
speculation as to whether they came from the 15th century or not, and it was concluded that they'd come from the 18th or 19th century, I think.
I don't recall that.
Yeah.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
But Deb would know
Yeah.
about those
The
tapestries.
tapestries. So Sheldon, during a recent service, you presented information about an offering that was designated for the supportive services for veterans' families. Why is this important to you, and can you also describe the plaque at the rear of the sanctuary that honors veterans?
Well, I first alluded to the plaque. It's something that went up on the wall in the southwest corner of the sanctuary back after World War I, I think, and perhaps after World War II it was expanded. And they've run out of space, so they have a notebook back there too, in which more recent veterans can enter their presence.
Yeah.
And I had the privilege of serving when I was in the Air Force in the early 60s with the Strategic Air Command of the United States Air Force. And the first base to which I was not a pilot, I was a ground guy.
Okay.
And the first base to which I was assigned was Little Rock Air Force Base, which was a SAC base. And Little Rock used to send B-47 bombers loaded with nuclear weapons up to the border between North America and Russia every day,
Yikes.
just to make sure there was a presence there. There were no rockets back then. And to make sure there was a presence there of our military might so that Russia could never catch us unalert. And
Wow.
while going up there, they checked the radars that Russia was sending out, because radars sent out at a certain frequency, and our bombers all had aluminum shaft that was cut to the wavelength or quarter wavelength of those radar signals in order to foil the radar signals so that our bombers could get through.
Wow.
While there, I also had the privilege of being in the company of John F. Kennedy on November 22nd of 1963.
Oh my gosh.
And people can recall what happened on November 23rd of 1963, which...
22nd was when it happened.
No, it was the 23rd, I think.
The assassination.
Yes.
The 22nd.
Was it the 22nd or 23rd?
I think it was the 23rd. But
We will have to-
Becky's going to check.
We'll have Becky Google that as we continue.
Correct. And he was assassinated the next day.
Yeah.
And our base, being a SAC base, which was the sort of the outreach response to any attack on America, went on alert. And our bombers were idling at the ends of the runways for 2 or 3 days until we cleared the air as to Russia's singular non-lac.
So JFK was assassinated on November 22nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
we got
mistake.
that.
Okay.
Thank you, Becky.
So we played a role, and an insignificant role, but it's one that left a lot of memories with
Boy,
me.
for sure.
And you took a photo instead of shaking his hand.
Correct.
So you have a photo that was taken the day before he was killed.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Handsome guy.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, they took us on a Washington, D.C. trip, and he was just in his first year of the presidency. And he got out of a limo really close to where we were. It was just remarkable. And he was wearing a hat, which he never wore a hat.
Right.
And my dad said something about, well, you never see that very often. Anyway. Becky, there have been some exceptional women leaders at First Church. Can you think of several and tell me a little bit about their contributions?
Well, the first
You
one,
included, of course.
No. The one I have to bring up, because very few remember her now, and that is Mady Janata.
Can you spell that?
Janata. And
Okay.
Rudy Janata was her husband.
Okay.
She,
Also a dedicated member
Yes.
of the Board of
Okay.
Trustees and supportive of the church.
was he a lawyer?
Yes, he was a
Okay.
lawyer in Porter Wright.
Puerto Rico. Mady went to Methesco and became a clergy person.
Okay.
And she's the one who, in her sermon, about 1984 or 5, talked about stirring the gravy for Bethlehem on Broad Street.
Uh-huh.
She said it was almost like Bethlehem on Broad Street. She gave us our name.
Oh, so that's where the name came from.
It came from Mady Janata.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes, and she took me up to Methesco.
What is Methesco? Is that the Methodist?
Yes, the
Okay.
theological school
Okay,
in
got it.
Delaware.
Mhm.
I thought maybe I was a candidate, but I was not. And the other woman who stands out is Arlene Reynolds,
Of course.
and both of us connected to Bethlehem on Broad Street.
I take it they probably knew each other and worked together?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
First, concurrently, and then Mady passed away, and Arlene continued into her 90s.
Right, she was a long time Bethlehem on Broad
Yes.
Street, Maven.
And she as technology improved, she brought it on. First it was just a telephone. That's what we had.
Yeah.
And then what was the next thing? It was probably a computer or a cell phone. But she stepped into the 21st century as soon as she could.
Good for her.
But the organization was still in her mind.
Mm-hmm.
It was not on a spreadsheet.
Oh, okay.
But she and she went not by organization, but by faith.
Yeah.
She said, it'll happen. If it needs to happen, it'll happen.
It's a mystery, but it'll happen.
And it always happened.
That's great. That's great. And now Gail and Jim Lowe have taken over and done a nice job with
Talk about
continuing
a
that.
couple, my goodness. I remember when Gail was doing the listeners because of her social work background. Didn't know Jim. I didn't know. But then, in the last, 10 years, they have come on and accepted so much responsibility.
Absolutely.
And done so much.
And it was so hard, especially during the COVID years, to deal with
yes.
that. Yeah. For both of you, this is a question. What do you think are the primary gifts that First Church offers to our greater Columbus community or Central Ohio community?
Well, I consider us a cathedral church, as they say, and our building, I think, is a contribution to the architecture and the beauty of our downtown community. Being right next door to the art museum, there's been a lot of talk over the years about connecting us in some way, but 9th Street does stand in the way.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to overcome that. And our inspiring music here, I think, draws people. And we're very lucky to have Josh now, who
Absolutely.
makes a great contribution towards that goal.
Yeah. You see, he's kind of an amazing person, isn't he?
He is. He is wonderful.
Yeah. Becky, do you have anything to add to that?
The gifts that each person, each member of the congregation, and each employee, what each person brings to this congregation is important. Each one contributes to this body of Christ, and that is miraculous.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really. I know. I think the people that go to this church, I'm always amazed at the backgrounds, the intelligence, the degrees, the education,
Yes.
the amount of service they present to give in this
Stories.
church. Yep.
Yes.
On that score, we used to have a lot of people from Ohio State University here as members.
Yeah.
That's shrunk enormously, along with really the religious participation of everyone at the university.
Oh yeah.
It's been a community, nationwide change.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
I look at what we are doing now in this transition period, and I think we are at least as active or more active in many different ways than I remember when we first started.
Well, I agree with that. I think we're much more active now.
It's
Active
huge.
in what regard? Within the
outreach.
church and without and outside
too.
the church. I
The
see.
outreach,
Yeah.
yes.
Outreach. Okay.
And within the care of clergy, that is, think of the commissions and the committees
Right.
underneath.
Yeah.
Everybody's thinking and everybody's saying, we need this, and they're stepping up.
Yeah. Do you think that First Church has or had a golden era? And if so, what was it?
I am certainly of that mind. I mean, we were financially very strong. From the time after Washington Gladden, right through the, I'd say, into the 70s. And since then, however, our financial support has diminished, but our service outreach has increased.
That's a hard combination.
Well,
It is.
it's tough
It is.
to achieve the latter unless you
Yeah,
have the former.
that's right.
And we're having a hard time filling that gap of a declining amount of substantial financial support.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think maybe we're just beginning to enter a golden era.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. The next, Reverend Becky David is, we don't know what to call each other, Becky or Rebecca, or we trade off. She is an extraordinary gift to this church, and we have her for only 2 years.
Right.
We're almost finished with the first year. And I'm so glad that technology has enabled us to save every one of her sermons.
Yes, her sermons are incredible.
They are. And she's such a gift. And Sheldon, after he heard the first sermon, he said, "I think can't we get her? Can we get her
keeps,
for
yeah.
yes? for
Unfortunately,
keeps.
that's against the UCC rules, isn't it? Yeah.
keeps.
So,
Rules made to be broken."
yeah. There you go.
You can't break that, no, but
So what do you predict for the next few years for this church? Both of you have any visions for what's going to happen?
Well, there are things in the city that the city council is working on, housing and so on, and we've been touched by that because of the homeless who have slept on our property, and the way we feed people and bring them into this beautiful church. That anyone can come on Sunday morning, and those who have been with us on Bethlehem on Broad Street on Christmas Day, some have
Come back.
come out of their homelessness, their poverty, and are coming to our congregation.
Yes.
We had Cambodians for a while. They were, that was back during bad times, in the 80s.
Yeah.
And
but they're all now substantial citizens of the Columbus community,
Columbus,
Yeah.
in
yes.
part by reason of the support they got from this church.
Yep. Yeah. And we're in another period now where immigrants are having a really difficult time. So
Yes.
yeah.
This is one, I think, item that our church has not directly addressed. Maybe somebody's working on it now, and I just don't know about it.
About the what's going
Immigration.
on nationally with immigration. Yeah.
I'm not sure how much we're affected locally
Yeah.
by that national focus against.
Yeah. We haven't had
People from-
the ICE haven't
Yes,
come in.
they haven't come to Columbus.
Right. We have not confronted that.
Yeah.
Mount Vernon did. I just read about it
Really?
in the journal this morning.
Oh, I didn't
Yes.
see that.
Yes, this is that restaurant out in Mount Vernon.
Oh, okay.
They got confronted with an invasion of ICE people
Yeah.
who took away a few of their employees.
Please, yeah.
Yeah.
They've had a hard time addressing that, and the community has split the community too.
It seems to do that wherever this is going on. It seems to drive a wedge
Yes.
between people. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sheldon, any thoughts about the future of this church that we haven't talked about?
I think we're still balancing our obligations to maintain the cathedral, the building of our church, and our service outreach.
Yeah,
And we need more members in order to
For
address
sure.
both effectively.
yeah,
And whether it's just the general decline in church membership or the refocus of what members are seeking from their churches, we're just having a hard time keeping up.
exactly.
And I'm not seeing breakthroughs there, and I'm not sure how we reach through, because folks don't like to drive downtown anymore for churches. Although we have them coming in
Some
from as
do.
far as Plain City.
Plain City, yes.
We do?
Greg and
Yes.
Gary,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
but they're
not for a while.
right. They're
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So when I look at the church, when I am here on a Sunday at 11 o'clock and I look around, and it looks like the church is pretty much a bunch of people my age and older. So maybe the church population on a Sunday morning seems to be elderly,
Older.
don't you
Yeah,
think?
It
I
is.
think
that-
that's accurate.
And
Yes.
that kind of makes me a little worried, you know.
I don't see a lot of children
Yeah.
as we go through the Ed Wing.
Yeah,
And years ago, when our children were there were a lot of little children.
yeah.
So that's different. But that can also be a lack of faith in the general population.
I think that's true. I think generally that people are less church going than they used to be, and they're not pushing it on their kids like they used to. So.
Well, there are so many other distractions for both the kids
Exactly.
who
Yeah.
have access to a
Mhm.
whole lot of
Yeah.
electronic information. I
Yeah.
mean, when Becky and I were growing up, all there was radio.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, there was television. Oh,
No.
when we were growing up, right, just radio. Then in high school,
Well,
Did you get your first TV?
TV.
Yeah.
and our kids had TV, but they weren't so distracted by it because we didn't leave it on all
Yeah.
the time. But
No, but
right
they-
now it's hard because there's so many personal distractions in the form of these telephones and
Yes,
these
plus
websites.
all the soccer games and all the other stuff that they've got going on weekends.
Yes.
So, yeah. What have we not talked about about this church that is important to you? Is there something that we missed?
I think, for me, I think we're having trouble getting through this transition
Yeah.
era that we're engaged in now. And it's just not operating so smoothly because we're not getting the feed-in of young members coming in to facilitate that. And
But we have a class now of 5 new members.
Oh, we do? Excellent.
This is what I heard.
Uh-huh.
Someone went past and said, I'm going to the new class. We have 5 new members, and this was a week or so ago.
Oh, good. Uh-huh.
So it may not be large classes, but they seem to be steady.
Yeah.
And one thing that I love about the church is the diversity,
Mm-hmm.
the open minds and open hearts that people who have been shunned in other churches,
Exactly.
who have been hurt in
Yeah,
other churches, are welcomed here.
for sure.
That's really important.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I'm so glad you said that.
And when Reverend Becky described how someone came to the 9 o'clock service
Mm-hmm.
and attacked her,
Mm-hmm.
and she said, in this place, he did this.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
place.
I think she handled it really well, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh, yes.
I wouldn't want to cross her.
Oh,
she's
no.
challenging.
Oh, her mind.
She does give a very good sermon.
Oh, yes.
Really
And,
good.
yeah, one little card.
Yeah.
And yes, I marvel at her intelligence and her abilities.
We're talking about Reverend Becky David, who is
Yes.
our senior interim minister here, and she's
Yes.
here for 2 years. And then we have to find a new senior minister or
Which
whatever.
we're working on now.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
people are working on it.
yeah.
We haven't talked about the park.
Oh,
which is
yeah,
just
yeah.
Attached to
The,
us.
the Washington Gladden Social
Washington
Justice
Gladden
Park,
Social Justice Park.
which is right to the west of the church on
Yes.
the lot.
And when it became available, people in the church decided, I mean, I've heard one who said, this is the chance we have to take because these chances don't come up very often. And we could have a CVS on this corner.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
people had to step up and the financial arrangements were made and we got the property.
And now the park is there, which is gorgeous. And
Yes.
what used to be there was a car lot.
And a gas
Used car.
station.
And a gas
I used to
station,
buy
yeah,
gas there.
yeah.
Yes.
And now we are also, there's a competition for the new art behind the wall of the park. We've got 3 artists designated, and one of them will be chosen to create the backdrop for the
Yes,
park.
on the south side of the wall.
Right.
Yes.
Facing Broad Street.
Actually, it's on the north side. The wall is on the north side, and it faces the
Yes,
south.
it faces the
Yes.
south. So the
Uh-huh.
south side of the wall
Yeah.
will face Broad, and it will have something wonderful and beautiful.
Yeah.
We all hope the selection of the color purple that now covers that wall.
Are you done with the purple?
Yes.
We never got started with the purple. And in
It's
addition,
definitely you can pick it out. I mean, it's arresting.
Wow.
well, yes, but our sculpture that's at the front,
Yeah.
north,
Oh.
south, or southwest corner of
Yes.
Cleveland and Broad, it is standing out too. But the people who urged the purple wall were the 2 local art
Right.
executives
Yeah. Yeah.
at the museum and
And
at
CCAD.
CCAD. And how they came up with purple is just cause enough that hopefully we'll regain control, we non-artists, and we'll come up with something consistent with our church.
Well, what was I was told was that Tim said his favorite color was purple.
Oh.
So they favored
The purple.
him and made it purple.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't hear that part. But it should, whatever it is, it should be wonderful. And I know they're going to do a
Yes.
capital campaign to raise money for it.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah, should be good. So that's the nation's first park devoted to social justice.
That we know of.
Yeah.
No one has
Nobody's.
stepped up to say, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we'll
Exactly.
maintain that.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you would like to say about First Church and your time here?
Oh, it's an important part of our lives,
Yeah.
and just keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
I liked reading about Washington Gladden's sermons.
Mm-hmm.
First, he filled the church when it was down on East Broad Street across from the
Yeah.
State House. And second, his sermon would be published in the Columbus Dispatch the next day.
Actually, wasn't it the Journal, the
Was it
Ohio
the
Journal?
Ohio State Journal.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
Ohio
but you're
State
right.
Journal.
Yeah,
And that doesn't happen with
Yeah.
any church anymore.
no kidding. Yeah.
And I mean, you talk about outreach. In looking at his life, you see everything he did, but this integration of what was going on in the church and in the outside world surrounding the church was spectacular. I
Absolutely.
don't know that we will ever see anything like that here again,
Yeah.
or anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
We just have to bloom where we're planted.
That's what a good one. Yeah.
Well,
We don't have to go
We've had
across
a
the
few
oceans
seasons,
to
I
do,
think.
to do things that need to be done there. Things need to be done right here.
Yeah, yeah.
But to do them effectively here, we're going to have to reach out to there. And
Within the county, within central Ohio.
oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
We should
Not-
be doing more with, for example, the schools that are immediately north of us, CCAD and the Columbus State.
Columbus State,
And in order to fill in that
that
small
age group.
segment
That age
Yeah.
of interest, potential interest by the students there.
Yeah.
And that's
Feeding
requires.
them is important. If you offer them food,
They'll
I think they will
come.
come.
Oh, yeah, we see that. There are a couple of places like that, churches like that around
Yeah.
Ohio State, where they offer breakfast.
Oh, that's a
And,
good idea.
That
Yeah.
attracts the students.
Yeah.
Whether that expands or lasts is
Yeah.
another issue.
You guys sound like you've got some good ideas there.
But I'm not going to cook. My
I don't
cooking
blame
days
ya.
are over. Gosh, no.
Well, Sheldon and Becky Taft, thank you so much for doing this interview. It was great to talk to you, and thank you for your service to First Church.
Well, thank you for yours.
Nancy, thank you. And we've never been able to sit down and talk with you.
I know,
That's-
I know. This has been such a pleasure.
And I
Yeah.
want to ask you, when did you first come to church?
When did I first come to church? It was, what year was that? I've been here about 15 years. It was whenever the winter was that we had the horrible ice storm. And I was going to a Lutheran church in Bexley, and it was, the pipes froze and the church was closed, so I dragged my daughters down here for Christmas Eve service, and
Oh.
I never went back.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
Yes, that'll generally
yeah.
get everybody.
Yeah, it was the
Yes,
candlelight
yes.
service.
Oh, yeah, that's a wonderful
It is,
service.
it's beautiful.
And it's coming up in
Well,
3 weeks.
Oh,
for-
too fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth the journey, the 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
There was one
the lessons
couple of
and
days ago.
carols.
The Lessons
Yes,
and Carols
Christmas
is coming
lessons.
up, yeah, that's a really
That's a
good one.
profoundly
It's great.
attractive service.
And thank you so much.